Hello Keyboarding 8 students, this is Mrs. Pancoke. I'm going to go over lesson 62 with you. The learning outcomes for this lesson are to create a document using columns, justify alignment and first line indent, create a 3-column document using line space, or line between and hyphenation, create a 3-column document using landscape orientation, and prepare a newsletter using pictures and text wrap. So, documents such as brochures and newsletters often have text in 2 or more columns on a page. The columns may be equal or unequal in width and length. A page may have different number of columns. For example, a heading may be 1 column, and 2 or more columns of text may be below it. So we're going to open up a new blank document, and we're going to type in career fair, in bold text, and we're going to center the text. Once we have done that, we're going to tap enter, and we're going to set the alignment to justify. So the justify button is right here in the paragraph group. On page 276, step 3, it says to automatically indent the first line of each paragraph to 0.25 inches. It says to follow the first line indent path on the left. So to do that, we're going to go to the Home tab, and then we're going to click on the paragraph dialog launcher. And under indentation, where it says special, we're going to change it to first line, and we're going to change it to by 0.25 inches. And then we'll click OK. Alright, step 4 says to format the document for 2 columns of equal width by following the columns path to the left. So to do that, we're going to click on the Layout tab, and we're going to go to the Page Setup group, and we're going to click on the Columns button. So it says we need 2 columns of equal width. Okay, so click on 2. And then it says to key the following text. The text will appear only in the first column. Alright, so notice that we didn't hit tab before we began. May 15th from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go on to the next part, but you guys need to finish typing this. Alright, so I'll go and open up the finish. Alright, so once you have finished typing your document, it should look something like this. Okay. On page 277, step number 6, it tells us that we're going to balance the text in 2 columns by clicking at the end of the last sentence. So at the end of the last sentence, that's down here, we're going to put in a continuous break by following the path. So we're going to click on the Page Layout tab. In the Page Setup group, we're going to click on the Breaks button, and we're going to click Continuous. Okay, it says the text should now be in 2 nearly equal columns, and it should look like that. So go ahead and save this document as as Chapter 8, 62, a career fair. Okay, and go ahead and save and close. Okay, next we're going on to activity 62B. Okay, so in this activity you will change the number of columns in a document from 2 to 3 and insert a vertical line between the columns. So you need to have 62A career fair open, and we're going to follow the line between path at the left. So we're going to go to the page layout tab, page setup group. We're going to click on columns, more columns, and we're going to select this line between checkbox. And we're going to choose the 3 columns choice. And once you have that done, go ahead and click OK. So that was for both steps 1 and 2. Oh, you know what? Hold on. We might need to select everything first before we do that. Let's try it again here. More columns, line between. We'll choose 3. And there we have it. Okay. Step 3 says to hyphenate the text by using the hyphenation path at the left. Select the automatic option as shown in figure 8.17. So we're going to go to the layout tab in the page setup group. This time we're going to choose hyphenation and we're going to choose automatic. And then go ahead and file, save as, in your chapter 8 folder, 62B career fair is what we're going to save this as. Okay. 62C, we're going to work on multi-column document and landscape orientation. So, portrait orientation places a document on the page with the short side of the paper at the top. Landscape orientation places a document on the page with the long side of the paper at the top. Portrait orientation is used for documents such as letters and reports. It is the default setting in Word. Landscape orientation may be used for wide tables, newsletters, and flyers. So I'm going to close out of these documents, and you should go to your Keyboarding 8 folder, data files, and we're going to find 62D design. Sorry, 62D. Or sorry, 62C design. Go ahead and open that up. Okay, here it is. And we're going to set the side margins to 0.5 inches. So to do that, we're going to click on the Layout tab, go to the Margins, and to change the side margins, we're going to have to go to Custom Margins, and I'm going to change the left and the right to 0.5 inches. And I'm going to click OK. It says to set the page orientation to landscape. So to do that, you go to the Layout tab, Page Setup Group, and then you're going to choose the landscape orientation. Okay, so Next, we're going to insert a continuous section break at the beginning of the paragraph following the document design. Okay. So right after document design, we're going to insert a continuous section break. So you're going to click on breaks, continuous. All right. It says to arrange the text in the section beneath the title in 3 columns with vertical lines between the columns. If needed, delete the blank line at the top of the first column to align its text. So you just need to be clicked anywhere below this section break, and we're going to click on columns, more columns. We're going to choose 3 and make sure the line between checkbox is checked, and then click OK. Now notice, because of this extra line right here, our 3 columns are a little misaligned. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that, and once I do, now my 3 columns all line up at the top. Okay. It says to hyphenate the text in the 3 columns, so I'm going to select this just in case. And we're going to click on the hyphenation, and we're going to choose automatic. It then says to select the text in the 3 columns, and we're going to justify, so I'm going to go to the Home tab and click the Justify button. And next it says to insert a continuous section break at the end of the document to balance the columns. So back here we're going to go to Layout, Breaks, and we're going to choose a continuous section break, and our columns should all be balanced. It says to save the document as 62C design. In our Chapter 8 folder. Alright, save it, and then says to close out of this document. Okay, so we're still in our data files here. Next I'm going to open up 62D Conference. Okay, and we're going to change this into a newsletter. This is a newsletter with pictures and text wrapping. So we're going to change the orientation to landscape first thing. So go to Layout, Orientation, Landscape. It says to insert a continuous section break at the beginning of the paragraph after the title. So right here, I'm going to go to put my insertion point in front of much. Click on breaks. We're going to click continuous. It says to format the text below the title into 2 columns with a vertical line between them. So we're going to go to columns, more columns, choose 2, make sure a line between is checked, and then click OK. Adjust the spacing so both columns begin at the same vertical position, which they do. And it says to balance the columns. So to do that, remember we go to the end of our paragraph here, we're going to choose breaks, continuous, and voila, they're balanced. It says to click between words that are near the center of the special events paragraph. So somewhere in the center of special events, about right there, we're going to insert a picture file. So to do that, let's go to Insert Pictures, and you need to navigate to our data files. So Z drive, keyboarding 8, chapter, let's go to data files, and we need to find data file 62D Golfer. We're going to go ahead and insert that. And it tells us that we need to resize it so its height is 1 inch. So we're going to type in 1. Okay. And we're going to wrap the text tightly around the picture, following the path to the left. So we're going to go to Picture Tools, Format tab. And in the Arrange group, we're going to choose Text Wrap. And we're going to select Tight. So you kind of want to adjust this picture so that it looks good. Maybe I'll leave it there. Okay. And it says to nudge or drag the picture is needed so it is in the center of the text below the first line of text. Okay, so we need to put it about like there. Okay. It says to click the program paragraph. Click in the program paragraph in the first column about 1 inch to the right of the center on line 1. So somewhere around in there. Okay. We'll leave that about right here. Okay. And it says that we're going to insert another picture. So let's click on Insert Pictures. And I'm going to choose, under our data files, we need to choose the 62D speaker. Holy moly, it's huge. Okay. And we're going to resize its height to 1 inch. And it says to position the picture in the upper right portion of the paragraph. Okay, but we need to choose square text wrapping choice. So we'll put it roughly about right here in the upper right portion of our program paragraph. Drag and nudge the picture so it is aligned at the right margin with its top aligned at the top. So when I did that, if you could see, it had those green lines that kind of showed me that it was properly aligned. It says to spell check, proofread, and correct any errors, and then save the document as 62D conference. So what we should do is we should go through, it says that there's no errors, but you still need to go through and read it to find any errors that could be in here. Go ahead and correct it and then save as, and we will save it as 62D conference. Alrighty. And then you are done with this lesson. Have a great day and good luck.